laws send a message. Laws define who we are as a nation to a unique extent among all countries in the world. America defines itself by its founding charter and its written laws. And what Congress did when it passed this first hate crimes law, and what it has done is it has revisited it and extended it, which we'll get to, is commit itself and send a message to everyone that the federal government is committed to protecting all people, no matter, okay, you want to say I'm wrong, but I'm right.
No, I want to get to the message. I want to get to the message that you think the law is sending here, all right? So let's actually, since hate crimes, as I said at the opening, they're an enhancement on top of regular crime. So let's actually look at what that enhancement is, okay? If because of something I say tonight, somebody rushes up to the stage and punches me square in the mouth, which could happen. That would be, in New York, that would probably be simple assault, right? We're talking about a Class E felony. Simple assault in New York, that's about a year max in jail for somebody who rushes the stage tonight and punches me in the face because of what I say. If somebody rushes up to the stage and says, "No, the darkness must stop," and punches me in the face because I'm black, that would be a hate crime, probably under our laws. Now, the way that hate crimes work is that it usually enhances your penalty up a level. So it would go from assault 3 to assault 2. It would go from a Class E felony to a Class D felony. What's the difference there? That's about 4 years maximum in jail for yelling racial epithet at me as you punch me, as opposed to just hitting me in the face because of what I said. Mark, I don't see how you can defend the fact that if a person punches me, I'm still getting punched. Like, either way, I'm going down, right? How can it be that a person who punches me because of how I look gets 4 years, but because of what I say only gets 1 year?
Okay, so you're wrong in a couple of ways. Let me explain them from the top. So first of all, you are not, the person who assaults you is not being punished because they yelled racial epithets. They're not being punished because of that speech. That speech is used as evidence of the intent of the person who punched you. And we look at intent behind assailants all the time. We are constantly trying to figure out why an individual committed a violent crime, and we already adjust penalties accordingly. And it doesn't seem like a huge leap to me to say, you know what, one thing we're going to look at is intent of racism, is bias-motivated violence. And if we find evidence to support that, you know what, we do think, as a state or as a federal government, we do think that that individual deserves to be punished more severely because this was more than just a random simple assault. This was a hate crime.
Can we look at some of the different ways that we judge intent, though, when we're trying to prove a hate crime prosecution? One of the ways is a defendant's membership in a group that espouses certain views, which seems like a First Amendment problem to me, right? I mean, it's like, I don't agree with the Ku Klux Klan, but they have rights. And if we're punishing them based on an organization, that seems like a First Amendment problem to me. Another thing that we can look at, something that somebody reads, something in their literature. Again, First Amendment problem. Another thing that we can look at, and I'm taking this right from the statute, we can look at whether or not the assailant had tattoos. Tattoos. Surely we can't live in a world where if you punch me while wearing a certain tattoo, that's one level of penalty, but if you punch me while wearing while having a, I don't know, Care Bear tattoo, it's a completely different penalty.
Okay, so it seems to me that you're saying we should be utterly blind to the potential motivations behind a crime. You're really saying that, I see a question, we'll get to you because I really want you to tell him why he's wrong too, but it seems to me, you know, if a Ku Klux Klan member rushes up to you and punches you and says, "I want to end the darkness," then that is probably pretty good evidence that he meant to punch you because you were black, as opposed to if a WNYC member rushed up to the stage and said, "I'm punching you because I want to end the darkness." The darkness for them was just bad programming. And it's a really simple difference that we can look at in a court of law.
You're making it so much easier for the racist WNYC member to punch me.